Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my resolutions for the year 2020. Yes, it is February. Yes, I'm late to the game. As I'm going to talk about my resolutions, I'm going to be looking at my phone a lot just because all my resolutions are on my phone. Also, you guys should know that all these resolutions are going to be book related because this is a book related channel. So yes, and I have 7 to 8 resolutions and I'm just going to jump in right away because I don't want it to be a long video. So the first resolution that I have is to read 2 classics at the very least. The 2 books that I have thought of, one of them is Pride and Prejudice, but it's subject to change just because, well, I started it like 3 years ago. I haven't finished it and like I want to watch the movie, so that's why I have that one on my list. But the second one is actually a recommendation by none other but Mr. William Herondale, and basically I want to read this book because throughout the whole series the way he expresses his emotions for things and Tessa is through quoting this book, A Tales of Two Cities, and I want to read this book because I love him a lot, Will that is, and I need it in my life. And then the other classic that I was thinking of replacing Pride and Prejudice with is James Herondale's book, which if you guys didn't know, there's this picture on Instagram. Cassie posted it. It's beautiful. It's art at its finest. And in this picture we have this stack of books, and this stack of books, one of the books is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and I kind of need it now because James, that's about it. But yeah, that's my first resolution. My second resolution is to finish 5 series, and for this one I've thought of 5 kind of series that I just want to finish. So the first one is Throne of Glass, and then by that same author is also ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas. I haven't read the last 2 books in the Throne of Glass series because I am too lazy and I just keep putting it off because I don't really want to read Tower of Dawn. I've heard good things, I just need to pick it up. And then ACOTAR, I have read the first 2 in the trilogy. I haven't finished it, so I need to get on that. Third series I want to finish is the Graceling trilogy. So this series I love, I adore, I can relate with Katsa so much. When I was reading the way she sees relationships and how commitment scares her and all of this, like honestly I felt like I was reading myself. Like that's how close me and that girl were. We were like vibing at the same level. So I love her a lot. I love Poe. When I read about him, he was like my dream boo. Yeah, so I love him a lot. Also, the Graceling trilogy is by Kristen Kishore. The 4th series I want to finish is the Darker Shade of Magic series, and I've read the first one. I have not read the 2nd or 3rd. I own the 2nd but have not read it, and this series is by V.E. Schwab, and again I really liked the first book. I thought the writing was very unique and I was really intrigued by the characters. I just haven't continued on with it because of school. And then the final series I want to finish is the Six of Crows duology. I started and finished the first one. I did not read the second one and I just want to go back and read it again because I think for this series specifically it's a lot of character relationships and I don't really remember a lot of like the history of some characters, so I want to go back, annotate it because I really enjoyed the book. And then my third resolution is just to reduce my TBR by 20 books, so I think 20 books is feasible. I just have to stop purchasing, which I already have. So then the 4th resolution I have is to start 5 new series, and for this one I have read Rising by Pierce Brown. I've had this book for 3 to 4 years and have not started the series. I've heard great things. Sight by Neil Shusterman. Again, I've heard great things. Have not started it. And I Darken by Kristen White. Again, I've heard not actually a lot of things, but the things I have heard are pretty good. So I kind of want to read it. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And this one I've heard like it's similar to like Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I am here for it because I love that show. And then finally Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I'm already kind of attached to a love interest. I don't know what that says about me, but yes. And then my 5th resolution is basically to reread books. So I have a total of 6 books, kind of. So the Harry Potter books, I want to reread 1, 2, 3, but right now I'm just sticking with the first one and I want to annotate it. I want to take my time. I also want to finish rereading the Legend trilogy. I've read Legend and I've not continued on, so I can read Rebel. I love this trilogy. It's one of my all-time favorite trilogies. Honestly, one day I'm going to make a video dedicated to how much I love this series. And then we have The Demon King, which is the first book in the Seven Realms series by Cinda Williams-Chima. And I really want to reread the first one just so I can continue on with the rest of the series. I have Divergent on here, which is controversial. I know I have read the whole trilogy. I'm not going to be reading Allegiant ever, really. But I did love Divergent when I read it like in 2013 or something, and I did love Insurgent as well. So I think there's merits to these books still, and I just kind of want to go back and see if I still like them after all these years where my reading taste has changed. So we'll see about that. And then second to last is Percy Jackson. This is the series that I actually read when I was younger. I actually did not read Harry Potter until like high school, which, whoa. But I did read Harry Potter when I was like in middle school, and I love this series. I love Percy Jackson, and I'm trying to get the first, like the original series in hardcover with the original covers. That's kind of hard because I don't think they sell them anymore, so we'll see about that. Finally, the last book I want to reread is either going to be the fourth book in the Shatter Me series, or it's going to be the first four, basically, in preparation to read the last two in the series. I think the last one officially comes out this year, not quite sure. But I really do love this series, and I just kind of want to get re-immersed, and there's some details that I don't really remember because it's just been a while. It's been a really long while. My sixth resolution is I want to read books out of my comfort zone, and for this one I have like 3 specific books. So the first one is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I read Laini Taylor's first trilogy, and I did enjoy the books overall. I think I rated between 3 and 4, so like 3.5 stars. I loved the side characters more than the actual like main characters, and I really did like the world. I thought it was very unique, and the writing was very lyrical and just beautiful. I just thought it was kind of slow for me a bit, and the couple was kind of instant lovey, and I didn't really like how Laini kind of did the first book in the series. It did this thing, and I was just like not expecting it, and I was just like but recently I saw that Chloe from Books with Chloe read the first book in that series, and she also has like the same problem that I did with that book, but she loves Strange the Dreamer, and I've heard amazing reviews and just people raving about this duology, so I kind of now want to pick it up myself. And then I have The Poet X by, I cannot remember her name, but I know her last name is like Acevedo, and basically this book is told in poems, which is again out of my comfort zone. I don't really read poetry like that, but it also has some Latin influences, and I am a Latina myself, so that's kind of why. And I've heard amazing things about this book as well. And then finally, the last book in this out of comfort zone is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't really read contemporary books, but I've heard amazing things about this book from Isabella from Throne of Pages, and so many others have raved about this book specifically, so I kind of want to pick it up now and read it for myself. My 7th resolution is probably the most important one, and it's probably, if I can't do the 7th one, I can't do none of these. And basically it's just to read, just stop kind of overthinking like what should I read, and just read. Finally, my last goal is to read, oh my god, I'm not gonna read this. Okay, this, oh my god, okay, so this is a journal. It's my new journal. It's for, I'm gonna use it for like kind of spreads and like basically journaling about my books and such and characters. And this is Think Dream Plan. I'm not really a big fan of it. I'm thinking of just putting stickers all over the journal, but yeah, I really love it. I want to do that this year, so I guess journaling about books is my 8th resolution. But yeah, those are all my resolutions. Please leave down below any of your thoughts on these resolutions. Please share your resolutions, and yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, bye.